What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It is finally time. I'm gonna be watching Dark. A lot of people have been asking me to watch this show. Some people that I do know have been saying that this is my type of show and I will absolutely love it. So let us see. Let's see if that's true. I do know one thing about the show, and that is the fact that the show revolves around time. To what extent, I do not know, but I do know that the show has a theme about time. I don't know if we're dealing with time travel. I don't know if we're dealing with, just cutting back and forth between the past and the present and like the repercussions and everything. Like, I don't know about that, but I just know that the show revolves around time, and that's pretty much all I know. So, if you're new here, I do provide the full reaction in the description below if you want to watch it. If you want to watch the full episode reaction, you can head on over to the description. Otherwise, you can always just watch the reaction highlight version on YouTube along with the discussion portion later on. I tend to discuss pretty long, but I don't know. This is the first episode. We shall see. And shameless plug, but if you do want to see like the next reaction to this show, early access is available on Patreon. For $1, you can get 1 week of early access, and for $5, you can get like 2 weeks plus of early access. All right, enough of the shameless plug. If you do enjoy the reaction, hit like and subscribe if you haven't already. Share the video to your friends if you think that, hey, this is a pretty good reaction, this is a pretty good discussion, this dude is deserving far more. It would mean a lot to me. It would mean a lot. Also, let me know in the comment section down below, like your opinions, your thoughts on the episode. Don't spoil me anything, obviously. Like please don't. And yeah, if there's anything that I missed in this episode, again, let me know in the comments. That's fine. But as long as it's not spoilers or specific plot details for like the next couple of episodes, don't. But I think that's pretty much commonplace and understandable for a lot of people. Anyways, on with the show. I guess I forgot to mention this, but I will be watching it in German. Oh, yes.
Wir vertrauen darauf, dass die Zeit linear verläuft. Aber die Unterscheidung von Vergangenheit, Gegenwart und Zukunft
als
eine Illusion.
Oh, I am loving this already.
Sie sind in einem ewigen Kreis. Verbunden. Alles ist miteinander verbunden.
Everything is connected. Seeing all of those characters and who they were and who they will be. Oh. I am so ready for this. Love the lighting for the show already. Like this soft, dark look to it. Oh, this music as well. Oh, the strings, kind of like a slow descent into madness. Was this the guy? The guy with the yellow jacket? Oh God. November 4th. Okay. Or maybe it was the father. Unfortunately, I didn't like remember much of his face. I need to rewind after this. Having a nightmare. Could he be seeing the future or the past or something? Oh, this is trippy. I love it. A body? Kind of like showing like two different realities, right? different colors. This opening is definitely, setting up, like the tone of it. Secrets. June and November. November 4th. I guess that was the father then, the one who committed suicide.
Mama!
Oh. There. Some scandalous things has been going on, that's for sure.
Danke fürs Frühstück.
Thanks for breakfast. Man.
Katharina ist da.
Und ich bin da.
Ja.
Katharina. This dude. Already a married man, huh? And still. The wedding ring. There's that same photo again. Obviously torn. Oh. I love that they decided to give this person like a yellow jacket. Like it just pops out more, right? Amidst the dark, bleak reality, he is the shining light, basically, right? Main character, perhaps? Eric. Missing. A friend? Honestly, I should probably be writing notes at this point. I kind of regret not taking my notebook already. I've seen this place before in like the posters. Whoa. Ominous.
Ich habe den medizinischen Bericht gelesen.
Ich sehe ihn immer noch.
In deinen Träumen?
Warum er sich scheiße normal erhängt hat! Warum er kein Wort hinterlassen hat! Nichts, das diese ganze Scheiße erklärt!
Oh. That emotion in his face, though. The grandma was the one that was being torn. Speak of the grandma. 2213. But that's the mystery, right? That's the hook. Why? Why did he hang himself? What does he know that we do not?
60 bewilligt. Im Zuge des von der Bundesregierung schrittweise
Okay. 1960.
wird nun aber auch der Meiler Winden 2020 vom Netz gehen müssen. Damit gehört Winden zu den am längsten störungsfrei betriebenen Kernkraftwerken in Deutschland.
2020. Next year.
Morgen, Mikkel. Hm?
Mensch, Ulrich, warum hat denn das so lange gedauert?
Okay.
Kommst du zum Essen, Martha?
Katharina?
Lies nicht bei den Jacken.
Aua! Frühstück. Mama, ich bin im Hungerstreik.
Hunger strike.
Hast du meinen Pulli geklaut?
Nein, hab ich
Könnt
nicht.
ihr euch nicht einmal vertragen?
Mama, ich hab nichts
This has been like just
gemacht.
one shot. I love it. Like just one take. The camera just going around and around with the family. I love it. Showing their dynamic and stuff.
Zack.
Wahnsinn. Wie hast du das gemacht?
Papa, die Frage ist nicht wie, die Frage ist wann.
Time. Yellow. To the police. Oh, it's Ulrich like a police officer? Or an investigator?
Besser, wenn ihr beide euch...
Einen Scheißdreck macht ihr!
It's that cave again. Yeah, the yellow accent is everywhere. Love interest. And yeah. You've been gone for so long.
Wie war Frankreich?
Französisch. Wie sonst?
That was a bad joke.
2 Wochen verschwunden ist. Ich möchte euch sagen, dass wenn ihr Redebedarf habt, ihr Fragen habt oder vielleicht auch wenn ihr etwas über das Verschwinden von Erik
Those,
in dieser Sache darf es keine Geheimnisse geben.
no secrets.
Niemand, der ihn nach dem Training gesehen hat. Keine Spur. Nichts.
Sound design. Reverse.
Das hier ist Winden. Hier sagen sich der Fuchs und der Hase gute Nacht.
Das war aber nicht immer so.
Nothing ever happens here.
Hat nichts mit meinem Bruder zu tun. Gar nichts.
Whoa. Oh, this color scheme. Missing key. On the left.
Eine dunkle Gestalt mit einem riesigen Kopf.
Mama.
Du glaubst mir nicht. Es gibt Dinge da draußen, die wir mit unserem kleinen
Cannot
Verstand
comprehend.
niemals begreifen werden.
Yeah.
Und das hier habe ich im Walde gefunden. So geliebt. Wie bei deinem Bruder damals. Alles wiederholt sich. Alles ist genauso wie vor 33 Jahren.
Okay, 30. What I was about to say is there something specific about that snack bar? Like maybe it's, you know, that specific packaging is produced like
Es wird wieder passieren.
like years ago or something? What the f- He was in prison or something. The blast door and everything. That was Eric, right?
Ey, nur weil du nicht über deinen eigenen Tellerrand gucken
Look at this,
kannst,
though.
heißt es ja nicht, dass da draußen nicht trotzdem irgendwelche Sachen
A four-group
abgehen,
squad.
die nicht an die Öffentlichkeit gelangen, weil die Atommafia nicht will, dass sie an die Öffentlichkeit gelangen.
vergessen.
I love the camera movement in this show already.
Gehen wir heute Abend zu den Höhlen und gucken einfach mal.
Off to the caves you go. Family photo, right in the center. Oh, the hair. Yep. Smell it. Yeah, the suspicions. I love how we are focusing a lot on, you know, we're not focusing on each individual person, we're focusing on each individual families with the way they keep focusing on these family photos.
Soll nachher regnen. Narben spüren sowas. Die können sozusagen in die Zukunft schauen.
Do they now? Now where did you get that scar though? Now I'm curious.
In einem Jahr soll hier alles vorbei sein.
Right, 2020 when the power plant.
Alles hat seine Zeit.
There's a time for everything.
Es tut mir leid. Das mit Michael. Wie geht es dir? Wie geht's Jonas?
Michael und Jonas.
Mein Enkel hatte ich seit über 3 Monaten nicht gesehen. Denkst du, Michael hätte das gewollt? Das ist einfach krank. Du bist krank.
She's waiting for, you know, the clock to hit, what was it? 10 or 11 p.m. Still a long way to go. Like, it's only a few hours, but it feels like a long time, right? Back in school.
Wir haben uns ja ewig nicht gesehen.
Gonna smell her?
Geh doch schon rein, ich komm gleich nach, ja?
Yeah, you don't feel, that guilty feeling Yeah. Oh, the lighting. I love the warmth. You know, this soft. Oh, yes. And again, the yellow jacket just makes him stand out even in darkness.
Ich habe dir eine SMS geschrieben, als du weg warst. Nicht nur eine.
A lot.
Aber ich habe die nie abgeschickt.
Oh, okay.
Ich alles irgendwie falsch angehört. Ich glaube, ich habe gerade ein Déjà-vu.
I'm falling in love again?
Als ob das alles schon mal passiert ist.
Oh, okay.
Ein Fehler an der Matrix. Wenn die Welt eine Simulation ist, dann Déjà-vu ein Fehler an der Matrix.
I love that they use that as a reference.
Hi Jonas. Ultimate Fist Bump?
Hey, du bringst jetzt sofort wieder zurück.
Ich bin ja kein Baby mehr.
Alright, Bartos is... Ah, there he is.
Was macht denn der Spasti hier?
Hey.
Okay, I love this. I love this gang that we have. A fun little dynamic between, you know, these high schoolers and, you know, and one kid, right? Teenagers just going off on an adventure. Wow. Great cut.
Ja, aber bis das geklärt ist, müssen wir von allem ausgehen. Auch, dass Erik eben nicht einfach abgehauen ist. Diese Panikmacherei ist doch lächerlich.
Wir rennen doch nicht irgendwelche
Alone in the back.
Statistiken sprechen nur bedingt über dies nicht einfach nichts tun und abwarten, bis Erik vielleicht...
And nobody pays attention to her. What a shot of the moon, though.
Mein Vater hat immer gesagt, Gut und Böse sind eine Frage der Perspektive.
It's a matter of perspective.
Dass das nicht in deine Pläne passt, ist klar.
Wenn du mein Hotel meinst, darum geht es doch jetzt gar nicht.
Ach nein, worum geht's denn dann?
Es geht um unsere Stadt.
The difference in, like, priorities, right? Trying to find a child or...
Wovon du redest.
The old man? Yep. The uninvited guest.
Es wird wieder passieren.
Oh, it's getting there. Secrets, man. Secrets.
Nach Hause gehen.
Quatsch, wir sind gleich da.
The power plant in the back. Right, something is up with that power plant. Like, oh, I can definitely feel the tension right now. As we are approaching. Oh, look at this. It's time. They're not gonna tell us. Wow, the convergence. All of these plot points just converging into this exact moment in time. Yeah, it's calling to you. Oh. Where is he? Oh no. Oh no.
Jonas.
His dad? Look around. Yep. Because not. Okay. There's something in the back of my mind. I'm gonna save it until the credits start rolling. All of these families. Yeah, he's going out for him. Is he gonna go into the cave?
Mikael!
He is.
Mikael!
never came back, did he? Oh, he did. He did. High levels of radiation?
Ich muss dir...
Du, ich muss los.
Okay. Gott gibt mir die Gelassenheit, Dinge hinzunehmen, die ich nicht ändern kann. Den Mut, Dinge zu ändern, die ich ändern kann, und die Weisheit, das eine vom anderen zu unterscheiden.
Oh. Is it actually him though? Remember what he's wearing. Yeah, something's off. No, that's not him. Yeah. Yeah, that's not him. That's not him. With the Walkman and everything? No. That is somebody from like years ago. Yeah, exactly. Focus on the Walkman, yeah. Are they gonna show Mikkel here? Because we saw Eric before. Yep. Oh no, that's still Eric. Good, bro. Okay. Now that we're in the credits. Okay, crazy, stupid theory that I have immediately. So Mikkel is gone. And at the same time... Was it Jonas? Jonas was the name of the character with the yellow jacket? Was it? But at the same time, either way, but at the same time his father appeared. Right. And his father's name is Michael. Unless I'm misremembering. Is Mikkel actually Michael? And they just swap between time and space during that exact moment? This was a good setup episode. Like, this episode is setting up our characters, it sets up our, you know, not just the theme of the show, but also like the mystery element to it, right? We're trying to find we're trying to find Eric. Now we're trying to find Eric and Mikkel, right? Obviously, we kind of know where Eric is at the moment. I mean, we don't know physically where he is, but we know his situation. We don't know anything about Mikkel, though. But this was very enticing, to say the least. Okay. Dark, Season 1, Episode 1. I gotta say, that was a very well-directed, like, well-executed episode. Like, that is how you hook that is how you hook your audience, right? Just introduce us with an enticing mystery, right? With an enticing premise, a theme that makes that makes your brain go, what's going on here? Some time shenanigans. I love it. The mystery aspect is definitely what is, what is enticing me the most right now. And obviously, like, the cast of characters, man, the ensemble cast. There's a lot, maybe a bit too much for the first episode. Like, I gotta say, I mean, I love all of these characters immediately. Can't say that I remember all of them, but for the time being, I love their dynamic. I love how, you know, we're not, as I said during the reaction, we're not really focusing on each individual characters. We are focusing on each individual families, right? Because each family, you know, ties in with one another, right? Whether it is through romantic relationships, right? Beefs, squabbles, conflicts, but they are all connected, right? Whether it is, again, through the parents or the child, right? It's this interconnectivity that I think will be the main focus throughout the entire show, I would say, right? Because it is essentially, you know, again, like all of these characters and their relations with, you know, with each other, in this case with each family, right? And it can bond them, but it can also break them apart, right? It's, you know, especially with the scandal between Hannah and Ulrich, right? For example, right, if Katharina knows about it, then that's gonna be like a bad thing, obviously. But yeah, like really excited to see like how they're gonna handle all of these individual characters, all of these individual families, and how they're gonna tie in with like the main plot, with the main mystery of it all. It's so juicy and good. The only thing that I will say, again, like, it is slightly overwhelming for me. Like we just jump straight into the first episode, and then immediately you get introduced to all of these like different casts of characters in like different settings, different places, all at once, and it is kind of overwhelming, I will say, but not too overwhelming. But at the same time, I was struggling a bit, just, you know, wait, who is this character again? Who is that character again? But luckily, I think what the show managed to succeed is to make each individual characters interesting. There's always like, it's not really a design, but like the costume, the and the way and who these characters are, right? These eccentric, not eccentric, but each character has their own like personality to them, and I think that helps me, you know, keep track of who is who, and you know, again, I may not remember all of their names at the moment. I haven't actually rewatched the episode yet, but you know, like people like Jonas, for example, you know, with the yellow jacket, obviously, you know, like very, you know, he is, you know, he is a spotlight character, right? He is a character that you as an audience immediately, you know, you can definitely see, you know, like he is grabbing your attention the most, because he is the only character with a very bright color contrasting to everything else that is more bleak and dark, right? So in that regard, I absolutely love the decision in terms of like, you know, the color scheming, basically, right? And then of course you have the other girl, I forgot her name, but you know, the girl with the red scarf, who apparently has a sort of a relationship with Jonas, or at least Jonas has a crush on her, or you know, they used to be best friends and potential lover. But of course, the 2 months in between, Jonas not being at school because, you know, dealing with his father's death and all, definitely some things happen in between those moments that Jonas was unaware of. But yeah, like, and speaking of color, like, I know this discussion may be slightly all over the place at the moment, but yeah, speaking of color, I love the color scheme of this entire like show. Like, it's all very bleak and desaturated, at least the world, right? But it has this very soft look to it. But then you contrast that with some of the characters and some of, you know, really, you know, eye-catching scenes, right? Whether it is Jonas alone in the middle, you know, with his yellow jacket, yellow hoodie, or is it a raincoat? But him with the yellow color just contrasting everything, you know, and then you also have like scenes where the lighting is more red or more blue, right? Again, just these little contrasts in between that just makes a certain scene stick out more because it is different from the rest of the episode. Really, really love it. But what else do I want to say before I actually jump into like the episode discussion? Music's great. Editing is solid, spot on. Direction's great as well. Again, my only minor criticism is that we are introduced to all of these characters a bit too much, and it is a bit overwhelming for me, but I feel like now that I have already been introduced to these characters immediately in the first episode, I could get a better grip on the next episodes moving forward, because all of the main players are already here. We've already been introduced to them. We've already been introduced to like some of the main conflicts in between these characters and families, so that, okay, you got all of that out of the way in the first episode. Now we can focus on like the main story and the main mystery in the second, third, fourth, the rest of the season, right? So I'm fine with that. Again, just a minor criticism because I wasn't exactly prepared to, to be bombarded with a lot of these characters. But like some people are able to handle that. I'm just the type of person who, I love a cast of I love an ensemble cast, but at the same time, I am the type of person who likes things to be introduced maybe a bit slower. But then again, at the end of this episode, everything just connects, everything just comes into play, and it doesn't really matter all that much. It's just the beginning section that just kind of confuses me a bit. But anyways, yeah, fantastic episode, fantastic opening to the series. It hooks you in, and yeah, it lived up to some of the expectations and then some. Alright, with that being said, let's actually jump into the episode discussion for real this time. Now, as I mentioned during the intro of this video, yes, the only thing I do know about the show is, of course, the time element, like this theme of time. I don't know if it's time travel or not, but after seeing the first episode, it may probably be time travel, right? It has something to do with the cave. We don't know to what extent, but I do have a stinking suspicion that it's probably going to be time travel. This quote from Albert Einstein is great, like a fantastic, like, tonal introduction to the show, right? The distinction between past, present, and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion. Time is an illusion, basically, right? And it brings so many different, possibilities, right? A time loop, a causal loop, bootstrap paradoxes, predestination, other terms that I forgot the names of, but you get the gist of it, right? It's only a matter of like what type of time travel that we are dealing with here, and that is the thing that we don't know, and that is the mystery of the time travel element. Right now, I have a pretty solid foundation that it's probably time travel. We just don't know to what extent and what type of time travel it is, right? Cutting immediately to the forest with the sun, seeing all of these objects, right? All of these weapons, basically, right? You got a machine gun, you got grenades, and as the narrator is talking about, like, like time, isn't a straight line. It's a loop. You think time is infinite and goes forever, but no, time is actually, it loops back around. It's a circle. It's whatever scientific mumbo jumbo that you can possibly think of. I'm actually losing focus here. But I do love the fact that in this opening we get a lot of these like distinctions between like who these people are. I mean, we've seen like their present self, or maybe it's the maybe the present isn't the correct word here. Future. I'm going to say the present is the future. Like, this is the point in time where we cannot pass, right? Like we are currently in the present that is ever going forward, and therefore I will say that the present is the future. Because if we are dealing with time travel, then that means we're going to be going back to the past, right? And if we do go back to the past, then that means the present is the future, right? So it's a matter of like how the future, in this case, the present, affects the past. Distinction between past, present, and future. What was his name again? See, I already forgot. But again, right? Because we are seeing past, present, and future, and yet we are seeing we are being introduced to their oldest selves right now is what I mean by saying that the present that we are in right now is actually the future. We are in the future. The present is the future, at least in terms of like the timeline of the show, right? All of these characters that we are being introduced to are their, you know, the oldest version of themselves, right? I wish I could read German so I can read what this is about. I mentioned during the reaction that I thought that his Ulrich's brother may be Mikhail, but apparently not. No, it's actually Mads. I did read it in the subtitle, but I just didn't really mention it during the reaction. Just want to make that perfectly clear. So this has happened before, 33 years ago. What if this is an event that always happens once every 33 years? Just a thought. Just a thought. But seeing all of these like characters and how, you know, who they were before and who they are now, being introduced to this mystery already that spans across time, connected in a never-ending circle. But he, the main character, I'm gonna assume that he is the main character. I know it is an ensemble cast, but he is like the central character, I would say, right? Jonas. He is the only one who does not have a photo that is either from the past, the present, or the future. It's only one photo, right? Which is the now. And then they cut immediately to his father, Mikhail. All of these interconnected people, all these interconnected storylines across time. And he is in the middle. He is the key. What's his role in all of this? We do not know yet. But he is the central figure and debatably the largest photo out of all of them. Cut to his father. We see the photo right here. Writes to his suicide note and hangs himself. There is this painting though. There is this painting that he is looking at before he dies, right? You can see all of these, you know, like art supplies. What did he paint? What did he paint? I want to know. Because this is the last thing that he sees before he, you know, it's not really the last thing, but this is the last thing that he sees before he finally decides to hang himself. Is that a painting of a person, like a hair, or is that the cave? I'm not sure. I am not sure. Could also be the hooded figure, right? Which I will talk about later, right? Because you know, the hooded figure at the end, and then he appears again in the cave. This is definitely the cave though. This right here. Black, dark. Can't really make up what this is. Butterfly. Yeah, top. Yeah. The left, the most left painting is a painting of a butterfly, which if you know, as we all know, the butterfly effect is a thing, right? One single action can lead to something bigger than it is, right? A single flap of a butterfly finger of a butterfly wing could cause like a hurricane or whatever someplace else. So that's like the example of the butterfly effect at its like most extreme, right? But it shows like one person's action in the past could affect something in the future, or since we are working with time travel, one person's action in the future can affect the past. It is so juicy. I am loving this already. I don't see any more paintings, so I think that's pretty much it. And we are going to see a lot of family photos in this first episode, right? Again, it's the establishment that these are not just characters that we are following, these are families that we are following, right? And in this specific photo, right, Mikhail is the only person who is not smiling. Everybody else is smiling, right? Jonas is smiling, Hannah is smiling, the grandma or his mother is smiling and holding him dearly, right? But he is the only one who is not smiling. He knows something that we do not. The grandma knows something that we do not because she has read the note. What is it? That is the secret, right? Title of the episode, Secrets. What is he hiding? What does he know? Mystery. A mystery. And cutting back to, transitioning from Mikhail's suicide to Jonas waking up. Again, right, as Jonas said in the episode, right, he's been having dreams, right, as if Mikhail is trying to connect with him, trying to speak to him, trying to communicate with him, right? Is this just a matter of trauma? Is this just nightmares that he is having, because, all of the, the obvious mental, weight of losing your father, right? It's possible, right, that this is just entirely emotionally based. But is it actually Mikhail trying to communicate with him? We don't know. That's the thing, right? That's the fun part. We don't know whether or not something is actually, the fantasy element or just the psychological human element, right? Because from Jonas's perspective and from the psychiatrist's or therapist's, the therapist's, from the perspective of the human characters in the show, it feels just like, again, trauma, right? But at the same time, we as an audience know there is some fantasy elements to it. There is a supernatural element that is unexplained and is hard to comprehend. So this is left for the audience to, for our own interpretations, whether or not what he just dreamt is the beginning scene of the show where his father commits suicide, or not. So many mysteries. So many mysteries. Not gonna dive deeper into the opening because there are some things that I saw in the opening which, again, like, they're cool, but there are some imagery that I really don't want to dive deeper into it because, of potential spoilers, perhaps. I don't know. I mean, I can see like there's a dead body and all that stuff. But at the same time, again, like it's one thing to see it at a glimpse, and then it's another thing to actually dive deeper and analyze it and see it, for a longer period than for a couple of milliseconds. So yeah, but it is a very interesting opening, to say the least. This what is it, like this kaleidoscope of images, right? These almost seemingly like timelines and like different realities blending into one and all that stuff. I love it. And of course, I cannot not talk about, some of the small little details that they put in, right? And in this case, like the wedding ring and all. Like I'm currently watching Breaking Bad, and there are multiple instances in that show where the camera is like deliberately focusing on like specific objects, specific tiny objects that isn't necessarily the main focus, but if you notice it, then you notice it, right? Wedding rings specifically, right? In this case, yes, these two are having an affair, or at least Ulrich is, right? Hannah is a widow now, but Ulrich is having an affair. We see, like the wedding ring, and immediately we know, like, Katarina is his wife, right? Because they were talking about Katarina before, right? We were asking, like, who is Katarina? Oh, That's who. And I love that little detail. I love how a story, or in this case like a show, are able, shows that are able to tell you the story through visual storytelling alone. You don't have to explicitly say who a person is, their correlations with another person, but through simple little gestures, we can immediately understand and know if we pay attention, like, that's who they are, right? And then the show would just confirm it later on, but we already know about it. So I love that. I love that this show, I mean, this is a show that obviously is going to deal with a lot of like really specific details, because if you're working on a show that revolves around time travel, then you need to have things stay consistent and especially continuity and all that stuff. So seeing seeing the attention to detail, not just in the story, not just in the writing, but also in the visual department, and also through the editing as well, like as we cut back and forth between like characters, like a character would say something and then we cut to another character and then we go, I love that. We are off to a fantastic start. Now, what I am curious about is this, right? The grandmother is torn in this photo, right? It was ripped off. The question is, why? What's the relation between Hannah and her mother-in-law, right? Because it must be like strain or something. Maybe after Mikhail's death, something happened between the two, and they have a bit of they have a falling off. I don't know, but it is interesting to see that it's not Michael who she is disconnecting with, it's actually the mother, right? Usually usually you would think that she would be ripping off Mikhail's photo because she is going out with like somebody else, but no, it's actually the grandmother. Interesting. Let's put a pin on that and see how things play out in the future, because we do know that the grandmother would have a significant role later on, right? With the fact that she is the one who holds the suicide note, which I guess she took it away from them because Jonas obviously doesn't know about it. So yeah, curious to see about this. And this is what I was talking about before, right? These shots where the world is bleak, desaturated, but then you have Jonas right in the center, right? Colorful as always, still muted, but the contrast between him and the world is vast. And you will see there's a lot of yellow accents in this episode, from the signs here to the actual school where they were going with. There's a lot of yellow. Yellow is a theme in the show, currently associated with Yona, but curious to see like what else the color yellow would be associated with, because color theory is a thing. I love color theories. I love it when a show or any visual stories would use color to represent something, because immediately you can go, oh, this is because of this is because of that, this is this connects to this and that, like simple storytelling techniques from a visual perspective that I absolutely love. Now let's talk about this cave for a bit. The cave is also one thing that I do know about the show, right? It's in promotional materials, right? The poster and all that stuff. It's always there. So what lies beyond the cave? Immediate assumption would be that the cave is the like, what do you call it, like a wormhole, right? Like a hole that transcends space and time, right? And they were talking about like black holes. Was it black holes or supernovas during this episode? But they were talking something about like a sun and like a star and like the gravity and all this. I need to go, you know, we haven't reached that part in the episode yet in the discussion, but this cave, okay, at first, like I said, I thought this cave will lead us to, you know, like the time travel stuff, but Ulrich went inside of the cave at the end, but then he came out just fine. So I think this supernatural element, this time travel ability that this cave possesses, can only be activated once, again, every 33 years, as one of the characters said, right? As Ulrich's mother said, actually. And it can only affect one person. In this case, it is Mikkel, right? In the present right now. It's there is the reason why I think that is the case. Well, no, not really, because we then see a hooded character come out of the cave later on. This character comes out of the cave later on, but then we see again a hooded character strapping Eric right at the end of the episode. I think that's the same hooded character that we see going outside of the cave, but I could be wrong. But that's like the main assumption right now. I love it, man. I love when it is a trope where, again, like, you have this city, this village, this place, and it has this one magical, like, location, this one supernatural place where all of the bad shit happens. I love that trope because it is usually tied with a very unordinary town, which makes like the contrast and like the conflict all the more jarring for a lot of these people, because they are dealing with something that is, you know, beyond their league, right? I love that trope. I love it. And we are seeing it in this show as well, right? These characters who have no idea what this cave is or what this cave represents. All they know is that this is a cave. And that's pretty much it. Now this is interesting, because we are seeing Jonas talking with his therapist, right? And we see this therapist again, I forgot his name, but he is, I would assume, to be the husband of Charlotte. And by the end of this episode, right here, he was asking, did they found the body or not? And he was about to say something to Charlotte, like he has something to say, but then Charlotte decided to, you know, like, don't worry about it, like don't talk to me right now, or right, I have to go. So he was unable to say what he wants to say. But then he says this: God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. One, there is a religious aspect to the show. We've seen this with characters wearing a cross necklace, right? So it's a matter of like the supernatural and the spiritual, but at the same time, what does he know that we do not? It feels like everybody knows something, and that's like the main point of the episode, right? The episode title is Secrets, right? Everybody has a secret. Everybody knows something, and they are not telling every other character what it is. And some of them are not being told to the audience as well, and I think it is brilliant. I love that. Everybody has their secrets. Everybody's not who they think they are. It's all a matter of appearances. And he repeats this line again, right? He's not saying it once, he's saying it again as if he is praying to God, right? God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. What do you know? What is it that you want to change but you cannot change? And what is it the things that you can change and you want to change? And what is it, right? The wisdom to know the difference. So many characters, so many secrets. I am interested. I am very hooked. And I must say once again, I mean you guys can't actually hear it, but I do love the sound design whenever they cut back to when they cut back to the cave. And then you have the hooded figure. Like I said, who is this? We don't know. Who is he? What does he want? Is it actually a character that we do know? Is it actually Mikhail? We don't know. We don't know. This scene was a bit painful to me. Clearly he has a crush on this character whose name I forgot, but I will probably remember once I rewatch this episode already. But if you want to let me know in the comments, that's fine. He has a crush on her. She's been taken by his friend, and then his friend says, maybe you did miss something, as he holds her hand. I feel for you, buddy. I feel for you. But it does seem like they are trying to make these two a thing again, because these two, they meet again, right, at as they are searching for the cave, right? They meet under, they meet in the railway, right? Or in the train tracks, I mean. And, talking about, like, this feels like deja vu. Which, again, time travel, the paradoxes. A deja vu, huh? Now we're playing as if this is the past. Because they're still children, right? They're still teenagers. So how would they remember something that has never happened before, right? How would the deja vu even begin? I am... just thinking about it is starting to make me feel confused. I love it, but... oh... But yeah, and here they are talking about the black hole. Again, black holes, wormholes, where time dilutes and shenanigans happen. Very fitting and very thematic, and definitely put here on purpose for, to further exemplify, like, hey, yes, once again, this is a time travel show. In case you don't know yet. And then we have this old man. Again, secrets. What does he know that we do not? It's all a mystery. It's all a mystery. Again, love the lighting, by the way. And then we cut to this. Immediately after we met the old person saying that it's gonna happen again, we just cut to Eric all of a sudden. You spin me right around, baby, right around. And it is scary, man. This place is just... this is a torture chamber. Noticing some of these dolls. His shoes. This upper one is different from the bottom one, though. Like, the bottom one has a similar motif to, like, the rest of the room, but this upper bunk bed is not the same. Curious about that. Now, I still don't know who this person is. Like, what is his correlation to everything else? Like, whose family he is? I don't know. Maybe I missed it, but I'm still kind of I still don't know, like, who this person actually is in the grand scheme of things. But everything here is meant to come to an end in a year's time, right? That's when the nuclear power plant gets shut down, right? Nearly 33 years ago, to the day when I came to Winden. And here I want to talk about something because I noticed it, but I didn't comment on it during the reaction, and that is this box that contains the suicide note. It has the etchings of a tree, right? Immediately, my association is that of a family tree, right? This feels like a box containing, you know, like important family memorabilias. And you can see some of like the symbols here, right? The peace symbol, there's a cross here as well. And of course, the circle, right? Time. The time loop. It is so fascinating. The cross once again. It's the family tree. The reason why I want to talk about it is because, like, again, if we are dealing with you know, time travel and we're dealing with the past, present, and future, obviously we are going to be seeing, you know, these characters in the past and in the future, right? And we see once again their connections, their relations, and their families. We talked about this multiple times already. The show isn't just about these characters, but it's about these families. And since every family is connected with the other in, you know, in many ways, right? Whether or not it's through marriage, a scandal, love, they're all connected in one way or another, right? It is a one big family tree, but it's not fully connected yet because these are all relationships that are not fully realized yet, right? They're all still in the middle of, you know, they're still in progress, right? Oh, I am so excited. I am so excited to see like how things are gonna play out between all of these characters. And keeping up with the theme of the episode, which is secrets, this ensemble between, you know, the parents and the people of Winden and how they deal with the situation. It's like some of them want to conserve, you know, like the reputation of Winden as this like very peaceful city with, you know, no crime whatsoever. And obviously, you know, they don't want the media to know about the situation. Like, again, it's like this slimy secret that, yeah, we can handle this. We got this. We don't need this information to leak to the outside world, to, you know, to everybody else to know. We keep this information to ourselves. Secrets. And especially when it comes to, you know, like tourism and stuff like that, right? With the hotel being absolutely not doing great. Obviously you don't want, you know, the city to be like, oh, there's like a missing person in the city, you know, there's crime and whatever, and that's gonna push people away even further, right? So again, it's like all of these characters and all, and you know, and their, and how they think, how they, you know, behave, and, you know, how they assess the situation. Some of them thinking for themselves. Yeah. What I will say is that I love, because we are focusing on families, right? I love that we are getting like two groups of main characters, right? We got the children's, right? The future generations. And then we have the parents, the past generation. All of which are currently in the present. I love that. I love that we, again, like, I love that we are focusing on, you know, we have you know, we have the children's and their problems, and then we have the adults with their problems, and all of them are gonna get interconnected, and they are all intertwined with one another. I love it. I love it. It provides like a good balance between the two, right? It's not just, you know, adults middling around in, you know, with the kids, or the other way around, kids meddling around with adult affairs. Nope. At least for now, in the first episode, the kids are doing their own thing, and then the adults are doing their own thing, but they are both connected and they're all interconnected. I love it. I love it. And the clock strikes 10:13. She reads the notes. I can't read that. I don't know what it says, and I am dying to know what it is. Now she has more secrets than before. And the way her character emotes after reading that, it's like, what is it? What is it? What is it that the show isn't telling me? What is it that you are not telling me? Then we continue on. Mikkel is not with them. She closes down the box. Again, we don't know what it is. They all hug. Ulrich comes in to the rescue. Hey, that is a good father. He may be a scandalous and cheating husband, but he is a good father. He may not be a good husband, but he is a good father. That's what I'm trying to say. And everybody waits. Time is ticking. Tick, 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 tick. They found a body. But it's not Mikkel, it's somebody else. This body is old. No. This person is old. But the body is fresh. I say old because this person is probably from the past, right? Especially with the Walkman and the type of headphones, right? Those old classic headphones. Different shirt as well. What if this is Matt's? Hang on a minute. What if this is actually Matt's? Head burned, destroyed. Presumably what Eric is going through right now, right? As you know, the contraption is being, you know, put into place. What if this is actually Matt's? Hang on. I want to see a photo of Matt's again. Holy shit, it is. Same jacket. Right, the blue leather jacket. And again, the fact that the Walkman is still playing means that this is recent. Again, 33 years, right? Suddenly his body just appears out of nowhere. Holy shit, that is 100% Matt's. 100%. If it's not, then I'll look like an idiot. But I am like 99% confident that is actually Mads, his brother. Wow. Oh. Yo, I am so pumped for the next episode already, because I want to see how I just want to see how all of this comes into play. Holy shit. And I feel like Ulrich knows. I feel like Ulrich sees that, and he knows who he is looking at, but he doesn't want to say it because it's like, that's impossible. How could it be, right? It's still fresh. How is this possible, right? So he's kind of keeping that secret for himself for a bit. Oh man, this show. that coin is gonna come into play later on, is it? Right? Or at least like an indication of like who, if we see another body and it has like a coin on him, then we know that it is Eric's. And then that's the end of the episode. Wow. Yeah, that final scene with Ulrich and me just realizing that it's probably Mads it gave me an adrenaline pump that I haven't felt yet until now. Like oh, I'm so excited. I am so excited. Okay, that's pretty much it for Dark, season 1, episode 1. I hope you guys enjoyed the reaction and my discussion as well. Once again, if you want to see like the next episode reaction, 1 week, 2 weeks, it is available on early access over at the Patreon. Thank you all so much. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below, and I will see you all next time. Take care, have a nice day, peace.